This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by the NHL on TNT.
The Lakers couldn't open up the season with a win despite 34 from LeBron and 33 from AD. Steph Curry had a triple-double as the Warriors got it done at the Staples Center. The Clippers will also start their season against the Warriors, heading to San Francisco tomorrow without center Serge Ibaka, who'll sit as he rehabs his back injury. And Julio Urias starts on 2 days rest for the Dodgers against the Braves tonight as they look to even up the NLCS at 2 games apiece. I'm Judy Hanford.
The NHL is on TNT. Tonight, starting at 4 Pacific, the Boston Bruins take on the Philadelphia Flyers, followed by the St. Louis Blues versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Watch NHL on TNT every Wednesday and follow Bleacher Report Open Ice for more action.
We have a crash on the 405 in West LA. Southbound side coming up on the 10. It has been cleared out of lanes, and delays are still backing up, getting away from just about Wilshire Boulevard. Beyond the scene, you still have a slow drive ahead in stretches as you travel to the 710. We've got Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Head out to Arcadia.
A little snag here, Angel, on the 210. 210 eastbound is Santa Anita. Looks like that accident to the right shoulder. That is adding to slowing pretty much from downtown Pasadena out to Citrus. Going to get a little break there, a little pinch right after 57. And the toughest stretch of all, probably up ahead here, just leaving baseline on and off over to Day Creek, approaching the 15. 15 northbound, not too bad today if you're heading up towards the high desert there, the Cole Pass. 15 northbound, some slowing from Kenwood, certainly up to the 138, but a bit better than normal, I'd say. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
In Anaheim, the 57 northbound slowing down, leaving the 5 all the way to the 60. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by Grocery Outlet. This week at Grocery Outlet, Starbucks Hazelnut Mocha Macchiato Coffee Creamer. 28-ounce containers are just $2.99. Also, Belinsky's all-natural casing-free chicken sausage. 12-ounce assorted varieties are just $4.99.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 38,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Has COVID-19 made it hard to pay your rent or utilities? Are you worried about eviction? Get the help you need now. The California COVID-19 Rent Relief Program covers 100% of your unpaid rent and utilities to help you remain in your home. Apply for rent relief now and let your landlord know you've applied so you can avoid eviction. The application is fast and you won't be asked about citizenship. Apply today at housingiskey.com or call 833-430-2122. Sponsored by the state of California.
This is Leland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC. And I know nobody wants to have a plumbing problem, but suppose you did. What would the perfect plumbing service experience look like? First of all, the technician would show up on time and be presentable, friendly, and wearing a clean uniform with an ID badge. Then they'd put drop cloths down around the work area and have the right tools to do the job. And if they needed a part, they'd have it on their truck. They'd give you a price quote up front, and they'd stick to it. At the end of the job, they would clean up after themselves and leave the work area cleaner than they found it. That's the perfect plumbing service experience, and that's exactly what you can expect when you call Service Champion. For clogged drains or any plumbing problems, call us at 833-777-7777 or find us online at servicechampions.com.
Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, AC. Wondering if you're paying too much for auto insurance? It's easy to find out at AAA.com/insurance. You could save an average of $537. So stop wondering. Start saving. Visit AAA.com/insurance for your free quotes.
You know you worked hard to build your wealth. You also know one must plan for the twists and turns ahead. The children growing up, empty nest realities, and the joys of retirement. There's something else you need to know. You're not alone in this. You have a wealth management partner in Edelman Financial Engines to work with you every step of the way. Whether it's personalized advice or our modeling of over 38,000 investments monthly to keep you current and focused. It also helps to know that we use a cost-effective, integrated approach to wealth planning, from tax-optimized portfolios to life-focused advice for retirement and the possibilities ahead. If you're asking, what more can I do to take my wealth potential to the next level? Call to schedule a free, no-obligation meeting with an Edelman Financial Engines advisor who knows what that takes. Call 833-PLAN-EFE or visit planefe.com today.
Good Rising. The Good Risings podcast is a collection of 6 mini-shows curated to give you a daily shot of inspiration, motivation, humor, relationship advice, and even astrology. You can choose to listen to one or all of the daily Good Risings offerings available on our feed. It's the perfect daily practice for anyone looking to lead a more intentional, mindful, and inspired life. Listen to the Good Risings podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got the burger street steak with the Oreo shake. Get some whipped cream on the top too. One straw, 2 checks, I got to. Better song. The Tim Conway Jr. Show.
Your story.
Weeknights to 6. Fancy like
1 straw, 2 checks.
on KFI.
John Cobell and Ken Shampoo, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Oh, it is time to win. So go win.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword dollar, D-O-L-L-A-R, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's dollar to 200-200.
How does spelling help?
Spelling what?
Well, I guess you have to spell it right, or maybe...
Yeah, you do. It's not going to work
for
if
the
you don't
entry,
spell it
yeah.
right. Yeah.
All right.
$1, that's complicated.
Send dollar, D-O-L-L-A-R, for those of you out in Hemet, to 200-200.
Not nice.
Pick up the phone when it rings. It might be the money. And even if you don't recognize the number, coming from the 513 area code, listen to KFI for the winning keyword every weekday at 20 after, from 5:20 in the morning to 7:20 at night. Next opportunity to win at 5:20.
Why would you disparage our wonderful listeners in Hammett?
No, I didn't. I was trying to help them.
Right. Always trying to slither out of his insults.
I'm trying to be helpful.
We're in Bidenville. There's a Texas state representative by the name of Tony Gonzalez. He said that he had a conversation with the foreign minister in Panama. Her name is Erica Munoz. She told him that there were 100,000 migrants that have crossed through her country on the way to the U.S. 52 of the ones they apprehended had ties to Al-Qaeda. Well, we always hear this, don't we?
Well, yeah.
Terrorists are coming through this.
That's how they get in here.
I know, but they haven't done anything to us since 9/11.
These are lazy terrorists. They don't even make terrorists like they used to. They got a wide open southern border. They're coming in by the hundreds. And what do they do when they get here? They become government workers.
There was a good story last week, I think it was the Wall Street Journal had it, that some of the migrants that are coming this time are taking flights to Mexico. They're middle class,
Yeah.
upper class migrants who've just decided now's the time to go to the U.S. And we can do it quickly by taking a plane, because that can be expensive.
Because to apply legally, it takes 10 years.
And the word is out that he's releasing people into the U.S.
Right. So you never... Can at least they apply for jobs as truck drivers?
They should.
At the very least, can we work out some kind of a deal?
Well,
You come here...
with 4.3 million people quitting their jobs recently.
Yeah,
maybe we do need the migrants to take these jobs that Americans won't do.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we ought to be recycling people. And all these Americans who won't work, out. And we'll take the immigrants who will work.
Well, I mean, if people aren't taking the tax money, although some of them are living off stimulus checks.
Yeah, right. If
I don't object to them quitting their jobs.
but if you took a stimulus check, in other words, my tax money, and you're not working, out. You get deported. Well, I'll take all the migrants in. These people will work.
So the fiscal year of the federal government just ended September 30th. The numbers are out. The U.S. detained more than 1.7 million migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border during this fiscal year, which, as I said, just ended. That, apparently, is the highest number. It's even higher The 1986, where it was 1.69 million. Does anybody remember what happened in 1986?
Amnesty.
Oh, yeah, the famous Reagan amnesty.
Stupidest thing Reagan did. Amnesty. So you get 1.6 million extra.
Which, again, people don't realize this stuff resonates around the world. And the fact that Joe Biden is not Trump and he reversed a lot of the policies, this is big news in all these countries, and they're coming.
And you wonder why there's so much traffic. You wonder why it's so crowded.
If they hadn't clustered under that bridge in Texas, remember that story from like a few weeks ago? The media wouldn't cover this at all.
Well, you know what? Visuals are the only thing that move the public, because the public largely doesn't read and doesn't keep track of all this. But if you give them an easy visual, like 15,000 Haitians under a bridge, then it finally hit them. It's like, oh, wow, that border thing's a disaster, isn't it?
The TikTok nation. They all want videos.
The other visual that resonated was the 13 servicemen who were killed in Afghanistan when those coffins were brought back to America. And the flag-draped coffins, the families grieving, that finally brought home that, oh, wow, Biden's a real screw-up, isn't he? You need the visuals, otherwise everybody forgets the story. But you can't forget the dead soldiers. You can't forget the 15,000 Haitians under the bridge. And those are the symbols of his dementia-ridden incompetence.
But the point is, that's not generally how the migrants come, or they don't accumulate that like that. So we're not going to have that visual, but we still have 1.7 million migrants who are apprehended at the border. And as you always like to say, how many were not apprehended that got in?
Most are not apprehended, right?
Usually that's the case, they tell us.
They only apprehended a fraction of it. A third, maybe?
It could be this crowd because they believe they're just going to get released anyway. Don't mind taking their chances.
I mean, so much of the border is wide open, and there's only so many Border Patrol people. I mean, I got to believe that the vast majority get through. And then we just stop counting them. You know, that's what I noticed is at some point, everybody in Washington decided there was 11 million illegal immigrants, and that number stayed stuck for about 15 years.
So long.
Never went up. And then other people would do analysis and go, you know, I think it's more like 30. So they're dishonest. They don't count anymore. It could be 50 million here. Who the hell knows? Especially after this year.
All right, we got more coming up.
Johnny Ken, KFI, and Deborah Mark has news.
The LA City Council has voted 11-3 to suspend indicted Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas. Councilman Mike Bonin voted no and had asked to reconsider the discussion. He says one of the things he's worried about is a potential special election to fill Ridley Thomas's seat.
What happens if the charges are dropped? What happens if Mr. Ridley Thomas is exonerated? We then now have two duly elected representatives of the 10th District.
Councilman Curran Price also voted no on the suspension. He says the federal corruption charges against Ridley Thomas are unrelated to his work on the council. Ridley Thomas has made his initial appearance in federal court on the corruption indictment against him. He pleaded not guilty. The news is brought to you by mycalchoice.com. A record backlog of cargo ships at the ports of LA and Long Beach is causing shipping containers to spill over onto the streets of Wilmington. Port of LA Commissioner Lucia Moreno Linares says that she has lived in LA for decades, but the pileup has never been this bad.
It's dangerous. You know, people will come out and their driveways are blocked. You leave your home thinking you have enough time to get somewhere, and now you're stuck between trucks. You can't make your turn. You can't back out.
She says people can help by reporting abandoned containers or trucks parked illegally. New York City has issued an order requiring police officers, firefighters, and city employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Mayor Bill de Blasio says the employees have until next week to get at least one dose of the vaccine.
We are here to keep you safe so you can keep everyone else safe. We need you to keep everyone around you in the workplace safe. We need you to make sure the people who you encounter, the people of this city, the residents of this city are safe.
The city is also offering a $500 incentive for city and emergency workers to get the shot. Employees who do not get vaccinated will be put on unpaid leave. And The Wire has been ranked as the best TV show of all time. The BBC has put out a list of the top 100 TV shows of the 21st century. The list was put together by polling 206 critics, academics, and industry professionals around the world. Mad Men came in at number 2 on the list, followed by Breaking Bad. Sorry, Mafia fans, The Sopranos didn't make the list because it premiered in 1999. It's slow on the 210 in Pasadena. We're looking at that eastbound side with delays backing up away from Mountain. Delays extend all the way into Azusa, looking better past Citrus. Little slowing ahead around the 57 freeway, and then on the brakes in Upland from Baseline all the way towards the 15. We've got Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Let's head out to Costa Mesa.
Yeah, and we're getting some slowing here on a few freeways through southern Orange County. Looks like the 405 northbound loading up just approaching Fairview, just off of Bristol. The worst of that through the construction zone up to about Beach Boulevard. Northbound side of the 55. Looks like that's going to be heavy for the 405 up to just about the 5. And by the time it hits 17, it'll loosen up for 2-3 mile stretch. It'll be back on the brakes leaving Chapman Avenue up to the 91. And the toughest of all is going to be on that 91 in the Santa Ana Canyon. That's going to load up just about Imperial Highway, a little past Imperial. Very top over to Green River from there. And then once again, looks like the Surface Club on and off into Riverside. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
In Arcadia, the 210 westbound flows from Baldwin Avenue to the 134. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
If you've applied for a mortgage but they told you no, you're denied. Because you can't show proof of income or employment verification? Well, what if you're self-employed? You should be able to get a mortgage. Well, you can. You go to Equinox Home Financing. They have a new mortgage service just for you. You don't have to have proof of income or employment verification. Doesn't matter if you're trying to buy a house, refinance, or do a cash out. If you finally want to get qualified for the home loan, talk to the team at Equinox Home Financing. Call 855-LOAN-455, 855-LOAN-455, or go to equinoxhomefinancing.com.
Licensed by the California Department of Real Estate and the California Department of Financial Oversight, NMLS number 1212805.
Southland weather from KFI. Partly cloudy tomorrow, highs mid to upper 70s for Metro LA, mid 70s to low 80s in the valleys, upper 70s in inland OC, upper 70s to low 80s in the IE. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Deborah Marks.
This is for all of our listeners who are understandably struggling with hair loss. Conway here. Now, I'm sure you've tried lotions, pills, creams, and potions, right? With so many options out there, who are you going to trust? What's really going to grow your hair back? The groundbreaking FUE treatment with advanced hair is an incredible breakthrough. Receding hairline, thinning hair, bald spots, Advanced Hair's simple, quick, one-day treatment has your own natural hair growing back the very next day. Advanced Hair is the best of the best, and their commitment to the highest standard of care has and always will exceed the CDC guidelines. I've had the treatment, and I know that reversing hair loss is truly life-changing. You deserve to know what this feels like. The first 10 callers get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 844-333-HAIR. Locations in Beverly Hills, Orange County, and Ontario. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is 100% guaranteed to grow. 844-333-HAIR. Or go to advancedhair.com.
Hi, we're Hoke. Meet Dr. Robert Lewis. He's a neurosurgeon at Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute who loves camping with his daughter. He is also a nationally recognized expert in minimally invasive brain tumor surgery at Hoag. Dr. Lewis would love to get to know you and is ready to make a positive difference in your family's life. Get to know Hoag. Visit hoaghealth.org and find your physician today. I think we all gained a COVID-15 and need a diet, but if you're someone who struggles with weight your entire life, you know diets don't work. It's time to call West Medical and experience the Da Vinci X surgical system that gives hyper-precision to weight loss surgery and a faster recovery. West Medical is the only place in the country with this breakthrough outpatient surgery, and it's covered by most insurances. Make that call today. The consultation is free. Change your life. Call 1-800-WEST-MED or visit westmedical.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Most Californians live within 30 miles from an active fault, and earthquakes can happen anywhere and any time in the Golden State. So, do you know how to protect yourself when an earthquake strikes? Make sure your home, workplace, school, and community are planning to practice how to drop, cover, and hold on during the Great Shakeout. This is an important safety drill. Learn more at shakeout.org. Shakeout Day is October 21st.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
There's red, blue, and then there's you. You're a free thinker and believe the best idea should win, no matter whose idea that is. Kfi Am 640 is made for independent thinkers like you. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Johnny Ken Show, John Cobelt and Ken Shampoo, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, the voice line is back in just 2 days during the 5 o'clock hour. Want to be part of it? Drop your voicemail at 1-877-VOICE-86, 1-877-664-7886. A lot more next hour on the big story of the afternoon, the arraignment of Mark Ridley Thomas on corruption charges. It's a federal case against him. Also, the LA City Council did officially vote to suspend him, which means he will not be paid. So we'll talk about all this.
So he can't use our tax money to defend himself. Or, I guess, to hire a lawyer to lie for him, I think would be a more accurate way of putting it.
So he's already got a lawyer who's appealing the suspend decision. Sounds like they're going to legally appeal it.
Why should our tax money go so he can lie and try to squirm his way out of it?
We'll also try to explain what the LA County Board of Supervisors is up to with this idea of an outside law firm doing an audit of all contracts. Did you first bring
what Sheriff Dina Wade said?
No.
He said it was just playing on one of the newscasts. Most corrupt body in the country.
Does he have a proof there?
He must know stuff that's
well,
not
he hates
ready.
them because they hate him. They want him to go.
But
so he just used today as an opportunity to lash out because the Board of Supervisors has been at war with him now.
This can't be the only thing that's gone on. I mean, look at the character of these people. Look how they shut down and destroyed so many businesses and ruined so many lives without any conscience. I mean, these are bad people at their core. And I think most people get into politics in order to pull some kind of scam, to find a way to access tax money or access
What did we say yesterday, though? There's 5 women on the Board of Supervisors. Women are rarely arrested for this kind of corruption.
Yeah, well, maybe they should be.
Yeah, that's inequality.
Yeah, it is inequality.
Social injustice.
Women are not properly represented among white-collar criminals.
Criminals, exactly. Speaking of criminals, the Wall Street Journal has an editorial by Jason Riley, which is a good read. It's about the decision by Walgreens to close 22 stores in San Francisco because of shoplifting. And, he mentions it right away. It's Prop 47. Much of the lawlessness can be linked to Prop 47, the California ballot initiative passed in 2014, under which theft of less than $950 of goods is treated as a nonviolent misdemeanor and rarely prosecuted. Out of concern for safety and potential lawsuits, stores tell employees and security guards not to intervene when they witness a crime. And of course, most suspects, if they're pursued at all by police, are soon released. Californians effectively decriminalize shoplifting. Not surprisingly, they get more of it. I mean, it's just simple logic. And yet you get the politicians in San Francisco who, when Walgreens made this recent announcement about closing more stores, were like, oh, they were probably just underperforming. They've been closing stores all along. Right. This has nothing to do with shoplifting.
Well, the thing is, their motivation to lie is they don't want criminals put in prison. So they will say anything to try to break the momentum of people discussing what's causing all the crime. Because if you discuss this honestly, and almost nothing is discussed honestly in public anymore, it's obvious, right? It'd be obvious to a 5-year-old child. I mean, 5-year-olds understand when there's no punishment, they can get away with whatever they can get away with, right? So all these homeless people and meth addicts and gang members, all the miscreants out in the street, they know they can steal whatever they want. Nothing's going to happen. So they steal more. Well, eventually that leads to, let's put them in jail again. Well, this crowd does not believe the government should be allowed to imprison people.
Right.
So they, what's terrible is even covering or discussing what they said. Because we all know they're lying. We all know what they want is chaos and anarchy. They want to subvert our way of life.
Riley makes another good point, which probably is under-discussed. And that's the fact when companies
Strength
do
and
this, and they do it for a
dependability
good
you
reason,
find
they
in
lose it
2012
to all the
Chevrolet
shoplifters.
Express
It comes
1500.
down source, which
All
leads
of
to
the
a lack
following
of